Hi my dear students, welcome back to another session. In the last class you already learned regarding packaging of double helix DNA in eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. And the today topic is regarding the search of genetic material. Number of scientists are investigated and searching on genetic material and to knowing of inheritance pattern and inheritance mechanism of genetic material. So let's write the all scientists names and here their work in a one chronological order. Let's write first Friedrich Miescher, the discovery of nuclein and the proposition of principle of inheritance almost at the same time. But due to the technical limitations, these two scientists are unable to isolate that particular material and they are not recognized that factor it is a genetic material. Let's write first we see the discovery of nuclein and the discovery of principle and inheritance. Principle of inheritance. So these two are proposed almost at the same year. Nuclein, who is he? Friedrich Miescher. Friedrich Miescher, he was first proposed the nucleic. Actually it is a nucleic acid, but is given the name is nuclein. At the time of 1869 is proposed the nucleic word, and later principle of inheritance. Principle of inheritance by Mendel in 1863. At the time he is used the factor word, right? And later in 1869 he is written one book to explain the inheritance pattern, right? Due to the technical limitations, these are not isolate the material and also they are not says the information regarding DNA. Okay, the latter by time of at the time of 1926 the scientists are given the one conclusion or determination of mechanism of genetic material. Okay, it take the long time to discover the DNA and its mechanism of genetic material. And here after Mendel's work in the 1990, Mendel's work is rediscovered by three scientists. One is Hugo de Vries, next Karl Karons, and third scientist is Techmark. Techmark. So these three scientists are rediscovered the Mendel work. And later in 1902, Sutton and Boveri, they proposed what? Chromosomal basis of inheritance. Chromosomal basis of inheritance. So according to the Sutton, what he is saying? The chromosome is a hereditary vehicle. It is a hereditary vehicle. And later in the 1910, T.H. Morgan came. The T.H. Morgan is also known as father of experimental genetics. He says that group of inheritance, nothing but unit of inheritance. That is what? Linkage. That is linkage in Drosophila, right? And later in 1914, the Fulgen is one scientist. Fulgen is one scientist. He was first stained the DNA. Strain the DNA. So the question is, which chemical or which reagent is used to stain the DNA? So by the name of the scientist, the reagent is Fulgen reagent. Fulgen chemical is used to stain the DNA. In the latter 1926. So 1926, from 1926 the investigation at molecular level is started. In the 1926, the first time they proposed the transformation principles. Transformation principles, which is proposed by Griffith. But actually is not explained what is the transformation material and the biochemical nature of the transformation material. In the 1933, 1934, at the time the scientists have proposed that biochemical nature of transformation principle by three scientists such are Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. So these three scientists are explain the biochemical nature of transformation principles. Okay, and later directly in 1950, Chargaff is came and is proposed Chargaff rules to understanding of double stranded DNA, right? And the latter in 1952, at the time, Hershey and Chase, Hershey, Hershey and Chase, these two are the famous scientists. They proposed the transduction mechanism. Transduction. So they say that the only DNA is act as genetic material and which is inheritance to one generation to another generation. The mechanism of inheritance of genetic material first time explained by the Hershey and Chase in the 1952. And later in the 1953, the study of molecular level of DNA, which is proposed by Watson and Crick. So they propose double helix DNA, right, in the 1953. In the 1970s, in the 1970 or 78 at the time, the packaging of genetic material, in the last class we discussed nucleosome, packaging of genetic material with the help of nucleosome solenoid model. Okay, right? So this is actually one chronological order of scientists, then years and their work. Our class begins from here 1926. From 1926 The first one is transformation principles, and according to the NCERT, second one is biochemical nature of the transformation principle second, and third one is Hershey and Chase experiment. So these three are covered. Before the 1990, all scientists and their work and then investigation is towards the knowing of chromosome is a genetic material which is present in the nucleus of the most of the cell. But the one question is remains like that only, which molecule is exactly act as a genetic material? So that further no scientist is given the answer. So then started the investigation on searching of genetic material. The first attempt on this is by Griffith by proposing of transforming principles. Transforming principles. It is the first attempt on searching of genetic material. In the 1928, Griffith is conducted several experiments on Diplococcus pneumonia bacteria, which is caused the pneumonia disease. And here during this experiment is noticed that the living cells, nothing but bacterial cells, are transformed, nothing but changed into physical form. So that is called as, such changes is called as transformation. And he cultured the bacteria on the medium. On the media, bacteria are two types of bacteria are formed. So one bacteria are containing like smooth and shiny colonies are noticed, and some bacteria are like rough colonies are is noticed. The smooth colonies, the bacteria cell wall, the bacteria is covered by one mucus coat. The mucus coat is generally made up of polysaccharide, nothing but carbohydrates. Okay, and the second case, which is not made up of any mucus coat, which is containing mucus coat, that is become toxic, virulent, it causes disease to the organisms. Okay, and next one, which is not containing mucus coat, that is normal, which have no capacity to cause a pneumonia disease. Let's write the points. In the 1928, Griffith, he is conducted the experiments on Diplococcus pneumonia. Diplococcus pneumonia. So this is a bacteria which has the capacity to cause the pneumonia disease. Okay. During this experiment, he is noticed that living cells are nothing but this pneumonia bacteria had changed into physical form. Okay, so that is called as transforming cell. The cell is transformed. Okay, right. Next, he started the cultured Diplococcus pneumonia bacteria. It is cultured on medium plate. Okay, and he is noticed that on the medium is noticed two types of colonies are is noticed. Some bacteria are smooth and shiny colonies are is noticed, and some bacteria are rough colonies are is noticed. Which are smooth and shiny, the shiny bacteria are, the cell wall is covered by one mucus coat. So the mucus coat generally is made up of polysaccharides. The question will ask in the exam, the mucus coat, it is made up of lipid, protein or carbohydrate or nothing but what? Polysaccharide, which is polysaccharide is the correct answer. Next, here some cells of the do not consist, they do not consist mucus coat, and which have the mucus coat, they have the capacity to cause the pneumonia disease. Mucus coat cells we can call as smooth cells. Then we can call as, he started a call to S type of cells, S type cells. Okay, so these are most virulent, it means toxic cells which cause the disease is pneumonia disease, right? Next, so which are non-mucus cells? Non-mucus cells, it is called as rough cells, he called as R type of cells. So these R type of cells are non-virulent, it is non-virulent, it is non-toxic to organisms, which is not cause a disease, it is a normal cells, normal bacteria, right? And which are S type of cells, we can call as capsulated cells, it is called as capsulated cells. And R type of cells we can call as non-capsulated cells. Okay, right? Next he started the experiment. So by giving of these R cells and S cells to the mice, so he started the investigation. Like for example, the first time he injected the living S type of cells to the mice, and next time is injected the R living cells into the mice, and he's noticed that the disease is appeared or not. In first case, living S type of cells are injected to the mice, In such case, what happened? The disease is appeared in the mice, and the mice is died due to the pneumonia. Disease is appeared, the mice is died. In the next case is again living R type of cells injected to the mice. In this case, the mice is survived. It means we know that R type of cells is not cause any disease. The mice is live. It is survived. The latter he started a killing of heat killing S type of cells are injected to the mice. In third case, heat killed S type of smooth cells or violent cells are injected to mice. So in this case, what happened? So these cells virulent cells are already heat killed. So that's why they are not caused to any disease to the mice. Then what happened? Mice is survived in this condition. What happened? Mice is live, or the mice is survived. In the next case, in the fourth time, he is given combination of two cells. Heat killed S type of cells plus normal living R type of cells. Both are injected at a time to the mice. Then what happened? It may be die or live. Let's see. Heat killed S type of cells plus normal living R type of cells. Both are injected at a time to the mice. Both are injected into the mice. So now what happened? So generally in case what happened here, heat killed S type of cells. So in this case, the mice is died. So generally what happened in this case, if we inject the heat killed S type of cells, so the mice is lived. But in this case, both we given at a time. In this case also generally mice should be survived. But here what happened? Here the mice is died. Then he started the investigation why this mice is died, the fourth mice is died, why the third one is survived. He started the investigation. He has taken the blood sample of the fourth mice, this one, and he noticed that in the blood complete cells or S type of cells are there, living form. He's noticed that the cells are S type of cells, S type of living cells. Okay. Then the mice is died due to pneumonia disease. The mice is died due to the pneumonia. Then question is here, we already given heat killed S type of cells, then how the living S type of cells is appeared in mice, how they are going to cause a disease. For that he says that transforming principles is proposed. The transforming principle is saying that here in this colony, this heat killed S type of cells are received something, is pick up something from surrounding medium or surrounding environment. So that is received is what? Genetic material. So due to that only the normal type of R cells is become as S type, and the S type cells have the capacity to produce a mucus and cause a disease. Right? He says that R cells received something from S type of cell, heat killed S type of cell. So that's why the R cell is able to synthesize of mucus. Now what happened? Now this R type of cells is become as virulent. It means they changed into S type. The changing of R type cells into the S type, it is nothing but what? Transformation. The changing of R into S, it is transformation. It is nothing but change. So then we have the one doubt. Sir, changes means we can say mutation. We can consider this is one type of mutation? No. So it is, we can't consider as a normal mutation. It is not a normal type of mutation. Okay. So this is actually telling that transformation principle. The R cell is received something that is called as genetic material. So it is received something. Something is genetic material. Okay. Next, demerits of Griffith experiment. Why this theory is not considered? Why the theory is rejected at the time? Because he says, something is picked up, something is received from S cells. So that's why the R cell is become as S cell, right? Then he is not explained now what is the biochemical nature of this something molecule. For example, in a cell, number of molecules are present. carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, RNA, DNA, what is exactly received from S cell, then it become as R cell become as S cell. So that's why is not given the correct explanation for that. So that's why that theory is rejected. But later, after several of years, after 1958 at the time or 1970 at the time, the reason is known. The receiving of material from S cell, it is only DNA. And the second question is how the R cell is become as S cell. So for that, the reason is known when we discovered, when we knowing of function of DNAs. The function of DNA is mainly two types. Very dynamic molecule of this DNA. At the time of, at the temperature 90 to 200 degrees Celsius, in the temperature, DNA is going to denaturated. Hydrogen bonds are going to cleave to become scattered. It become number of small pieces. When the atmosphere conditions are comfortable and the temperature is nearly 70 to 80 or 82 degrees Celsius, so these broken molecules are again going to rejointed to form of one normal DNA. Denaturation or renaturation. Due to this reason, the R cell is become as S cell. Got the point? But this information is not known by the Griffith. Let's write demerits. Demerits is first one, the nature of biochemical nature of genetic material is not explained well. And he said that something, what is something? In cell, number of molecules are present. It may be carbohydrate, or it may be protein, or it may be lipid, or RNA and DNA, which is received by R cells from S cell. So for that also is not given proper explanation. So that's why the theory is rejected. But after 1958, we know the reason. After 1958, the things get cleared. Right? DNA is transformed from received from S cell. Right? Next. And DNA functions are mainly two types. One is denaturation and second one is renaturation. What we did, heat killed at a 90 to 98 degrees Celsius or 96 degrees Celsius is used for killing of bacteria. So this temperature, in this temperature, DNA is going to broken into small pieces. It is called as denaturation, right? So this information is again injected along with the normal living R type of cells into the mice. So in that mice, comfortable conditions are there. Normal temperature is there. In normal temperature, it means in 60 or 72 to 80 or 80 degrees Celsius. In such conditions, it is reunited and become as normal DNA. So this is actually dynamic functions of molecule of DNA. One is denaturation, second one is renaturation, right? And next, after the Griffith experiment, to knowing of the biochemical nature of this material, again the investigation is started in 1933 to 34. The three scientists came, Avery, MacLeod and McCarty. They explain the biochemical nature of this material. Next is biochemical characters of genetic material. So they started the investigation in 1933 to 1934. So first the three scientists are Avery, MacLeod and Corty. So these three scientists have started the investigation and to knowing of biochemical nature of genetic material. Next, they conducted the experiment. These are in vitro experiments. It means they perform this in lab, within the lab. What they did? So they first purified isolation of some materials from heat killed S type of cells. So in heat killed S type of cells, they separated or purified of carbohydrate, proteins, RNA, DNA and lipids. These all molecules are separated. And they are fused with normal living R type of cells. For what? To see which molecule could be transforming the R cells into the S cells. Okay, let's write it. The points are: the first, the purified molecules, biomolecules from heat killed S type of cell. What they separated? They separated carbohydrates, proteins, lipids and as well as RNA and DNA also, that separated. And to know or to see the which molecule could be transformed the normal R cells into S cells. Okay, to knowing of exactly which molecule is cause the transformation of R cells, which is received by R cells from S cell. And here what they did, next normal R cells, and they observe the result. It means transformation is occurred or not. Then notice it. So from heat killed cell, first carbohydrate is mixed with a normal living type of R cells. So in this case, when we mix with the carbohydrate of heat killed S cells to the normal R cells, the R cells is not going to change it into the S type of cells. It means transformation is not occurred in the first case. In the second case, they added the lipids to normal living R type of cells, Streptococcus pneumonia cells. Now what happened? In this case also transformation is not occurred. The R cell is not changed as S cell. In the third case, they added a RNA to the R type of living cells. So in this case also transformation is not occurred. Okay. Next case. The next case, they added proteins. Added proteins. Now also no changes at all. No changes. It means the remain. What is our type of cells? It is remain like that only. They are not going to made up of mucous cells. They are not changed into mucous cells. Next, fifth time they added a DNA. They added a DNA to the normal living or type of cells. Now in this case what happened, that notice that after some time the R cells is become as S type of cells. R cells is become as what? S type of cells. So it is called as what? Transformation is occurred. Transformation is occurred. Right? So in these 5 cases here, when we are adding of carbohydrate, lipid, proteins, RNA, in all cases transformation is not occurred. When we are adding of only DNA, transformation takes place. Okay. And here the scientists also discovered enzymes. 3 types of enzymes are there discovered. One is protease enzyme, one is RNase enzyme, one is DNase enzymes. So regarding this we already discussed in biotechnology, right? Protease enzyme, which is used to separation of proteins from cell in biotechnology. Here also protease enzyme, which is used for protein separation of proteins. And next, DNase enzyme. DNase, the enzyme, it has the capacity to cleave the DNA at hydrogen bonds. Also cleaves the DNA at phosphodiester bonds. Same RNase also. RNase also has the capacity to cleave the RNA, right? They discovered protease enzyme, DNase enzyme, RNase enzyme. Protease enzyme for what? Proteins. DNase enzyme, which has the capacity to cleaves the DNA at hydrogen bonds and also cleaves a phosphodiester bonds. It means DNA is act as digest the DNA. It going to cleaves the or digest the DNA. RNA is also the same function. It going to cleaves the RNA molecules, right? Polynucleotide into dinucleotide, dinucleotide into nucleotide, nucleotide into nucleoside, nucleoside to sugar, nitrogen bases, phosphate. These all are going to form. Next they added a protease enzyme, protease, lipase, RNase enzyme to the normal living cells. So in this case what happened, there is no transformation is occurred. So it is very clear, protein, lipids and RNA is not yet transforming material, right? In the last time they added a DNase enzyme to the normal living or type of cells. So in this case transformation is not takes place. So it means the DNA, if in the absence of DNase enzyme, when we are adding of DNA to the normal or type of living cells, transformation is occurred. So the conclusion is what? Conclusion is protein, carbohydrates, lipids, RNA is not acting as transformating material, nothing but not act as genetic material. Only DNA is acting as what? Genetic material. Okay. Let's write the points. Again they added a protease enzyme, protease enzyme as well as lipase, protease, lipase, RNase enzymes to the living R type of cells. So what happened in such case? There is no transformation. So it means it is very clear that protein and lipids, and next one is RNA. So they are not received from SSL to the R cell. So these are not a genetic material, right? The next step, at the last they added a DNase enzyme to living R type of cells. So in this case, transformation did not take place. When we are adding of DNA is also transformation did not takes place. Okay. Then when the transformation takes place, when we are adding of normal DNA to living or type of cells, in such case transformation is occurred, right? So it is very clear, only DNA is a transformative material, nothing but genetic material. The conclusion is only DNA is transformed. It means DNA is act as genetic material, right? But the number of scientists, they are not received well, they are not convinced to accepting of DNA as a genetic material. Okay. Next, one small question is given in the NCERT, like what is the difference between DNAS and DNase? Like RNase. What is the difference? Simple, here there is no lot of difference between. DNA is one single, double stranded, one single DNA, right? DNAS, plural, two or more DNAs are present. DNase means what? It is enzyme which has the capacity to cleave the phosphodiester bonds. In the exam they will ask the question, which of the following is a enzyme? DNase as well as RNase, and fourth option is mRNA, like is given. Which option you have to take? You have to take only DNAase or RNase. It is what? It is one single DNA which have two nucleotides, right? DNA is what here? Plural. It means here number of DNA. It means it is one DNA, like. So DNAs, RNAs, which are enzymes. Then what have to do? Just compare the DNAs, RNAs to exonuclease, endonuclease enzyme is there now. The activity of exonuclease enzyme, endonuclease enzyme, it is either same or not of DNAs and RNAs. Okay, just make a column and write the difference. Thank you all of you.